You are exhausted. All day you drag. You'd give anything for a nap. And then night comes. You finally get into bed. And the one thing that you have looked forward to all day. And the second your head hits that pillow, your body goes ping, wide awake. You're tired to your bones and wired at the same time. And if you've lived that, too exhausted to function, too switched on to sleep at night in the same body on the same night, this one's for you. And the first thing I need you to hear is this. Lying there at 11 o'clock. I know the thought that was circling was some version of, what is wrong with me? Everyone else in the house is asleep. Why can't I do the same thing? My body is supposed to do this on its own. I should be able to sleep. And I know for a woman like you, a woman who fixes things, who figures it out, who handles everything that needs handling, there's a particular kind of sting to it, because this is the one problem you cannot seem to work out. It's like, you're tried. You've done all of these different things, and here you are still stuck in the same place, still lying in bed and still wondering, like, what the heck is going on? And here we are. So you've done the research, you tried, and your body still won't listen to you. And let me say it plainly. What's happening to you is physical. It has a reason, and it is happening to you not because of you. It is not something that you're failing to do right. It's actually a signal from your body. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly what it is that your body is telling you. So let's start with the part that makes no sense. How can you be this tired and this awake both at the same time? It kind of feels like a contradiction, like your body is pulling in two opposite directions at once. It isn't actually. The exhaustion and the wiredness, they aren't two separate problems. They're actually the same thing coming from one single place. And once you see that, the whole mystery actually begins to fall apart. So picture a night watchman, a guard whose whole job is to keep watch when it's dark and everybody is most vulnerable. When your body feels safe, that guard clocks out at night and lets you rest. But when your body has spent months, years, decades, right, braced, holding everything, never fully coming down, that guard doesn't trust that it's safe. And when it doesn't trust that it's safe, it doesn't leave its post. So the moment you lie down and your head hits the pillow, when the noise of the day falls away and it's dark, well, he snaps right back to attention. Its heart becomes a little fast, your mind starts racing, your body is humming, and it's not to torture you. It's actually to protect you. And that's why you're exhausted too, because even when you do finally fall asleep, that guard is like still half awake. He's still scanning back and forth. So you never sink all the way down into the deep restoring sleep that actually recharges you. Like you're getting hours, but you're not getting rest. It's like sleeping with one eye open all night long. You can't do it, but I should say you can do it, but you wake up feeling like you barely slept, because in the way your body doesn't get the rest because you really did barely sleep. The exhaustion and the wiredness are the two of the same guard. They're doing the same job all around the clock. And I know what you've already tried, because you're a woman who solves problems. You've done the sleep hygiene. You've done the blackout curtains. You've done no screens after 9. You've done the cool room, the magnesium, the whole list of stuff off the internet or TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And some of it helps a little. None of it fixes it. And that's made you feel maybe even more hopeless, because if you did everything right and you still can't sleep, then what's left? Here's what's left. Every one of those tips about your bedroom, not one of them is about the guard. You can build the most perfect sleep environment on earth. And if your body doesn't feel safe, that guard is not standing down at his post. And the problem was never how dark your room is. It's whether your body actually believes it's finally okay to stop keeping watch. This is what I call the survival tax and what I talk about in my body led method. A body stuck in that braced, protective state. It has to borrow energy from tomorrow to keep you going today. And one of the very first things it stops doing is paying for real rest. Because to a body that thinks that there's danger near, sleep is the most dangerous thing that you can do. It's when you're most exposed. So it rations that sleep. And night after night after night, your body, it becomes body dead. That bone deep tiredness. There's no amount of time in bed that seems to touch. That's the debt. And here's the place almost nobody connects. But once you see it, you'll catch yourself doing it, okay? Think about how to get through the exhausted day. How do you do it, right? Coffee in the morning to override the tiredness, maybe more coffee at 2 p.m. when you hit that wall, maybe sugar, maybe just the sheer push, maybe you just like drag yourself to the finish line. And all of that, the caffeine, the pushing, the override, all of it, it works a little in the moment. But every one of those things is standing next to that guard, tapping him on the shoulder all day, going, stay sharp, stay ready. We've got more to do. So you're not calming your body down. You're actually propping it up. So by the time night comes and you finally want to like power off, you've spent the whole entire day telling your body to do the opposite. And of course, it won't stand down at 10 o'clock. You've trained it to be up all day and stay up. So the tired stays. The wired nights aren't two problems. It's that one loop continuing to feed itself over and over and over again. And here's the trap, because it's so reasonable. We try to force it, right? More melatonin, a glass of wine, scrolling until we pass out, lying there, gritting our teeth, commanding ourselves to fall asleep. But you cannot force a guard to stand down by yelling at him. Trying harder to sleep is more pressure. And pressure is the exact thing that's telling that guard to stay on watch. That's why the harder you try, the more awake you get. One of my clients, her name is Sarah. She came in, and Sarah, she was doing that. She was that wired and tired, and it didn't matter what time she went to bed. Her body would not let her sleep. Sometimes she'd fall asleep, like, sometimes even immediately. But then a couple hours later, she would be up and ready to go, and her mind would be going. She'd be going through her to-do list. And I remember Sarah was really frustrated because she was doing all the right things. She was following all the sleep hygiene. Yes, she had the blackout curtains. Yes, her Wi-Fi was off. There was no phone next to her head, but her body would just not relax. And the thing that we had to do with Sarah is we had to start to regulate her nervous system. Like, Sarah had to start stopping during the day for minute, periods of time just to stop and breathe. And she started to notice every time at work where the tension would rise and her shoulders would become stiff, and she'd find herself clenching her teeth. And she'd be like, okay, I'm going to relax. And she'd take a deep breath, and all of that would calm down. And the more and more she did that, Sarah actually, it was less than our first month in working with us. It was like first 2 weeks there. she was like, oh my God, Dr. Z, you're not going to believe this, but I slept through the entire night and I woke up feeling like a human being again. That's what it takes. It takes getting that guard to actually stand down. Because if we don't get the guard to stand down, we don't let your body know it's safe, then we don't get to the place where you can actually sleep. So here's the good news, and it's real, right? You don't fix this by getting better at sleep. You fix it by helping that guard finally feel safe enough to stand down. And when he does, okay, when your body genuinely registers that this threat is over and it's okay to rest, sleep stops being a battle. You actually stop lying there, like feeling like you're wired, and you start sinking into a deep sleep, maybe that deeper than you've had in years. And you wake up and you feel rested, maybe for the first time in a long time, actually rested, not because you tried harder, but because your body finally believed that it was safe enough to let go. So here's where to start. And notice it's not one more thing for you to do at bedtime. That's not it, because bedtime isn't really where this gets solved. I made a free 21-day nervous system calibration challenge. 2 small things a day. I text them to you for 3 weeks. Small signals that begin telling your body it's safe to come down, so that guard can finally rest, right? It's free. It's linked below. Just go to thisisdrzcom/nervous system. And of course, if you know a woman who's lying awake right at night there, exhausted and wired, and blaming herself, send her this episode, send her this clip, right? And be sure, of course, to subscribe to our channel so that you can continue to get more of these.